Annyeong Chingbode. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Singer Dad Reacts. My name is Josh, and I'm grateful to be back doing reactions. Sorry that I've been gone for so long. I've had a bit of a rough road of it. I've had like 4 surgeries in like the last 3 months or so. So I've been dealing with a lot of different things. None of it's really like super serious, so don't worry about that. But it's just stuff that's come up that I need to take care of. One of which is my most recent one is I had nose surgery done to straighten out my septum, the inside of my nose, because it was all blocked in there, and so that was making it hard to breathe through my nose. So I'm still kind of healing up from that. So if you hear me kind of, sniffing, or my voice sounds more nasal, it's because there's still some healing going on back there and stuff. So anyway, glad to be back. The good news is I've upgraded my setup. So I have a new microphone. I got the blue microphone. It's the Yeti Blue, and it's high quality. It's really made a big difference on the stuff that I've tested out with it and everything. It's sound quality, because I use it for work as well, and the sound quality is just top notch. So I'm excited about that, to not have to deal with audio issues, which I've had in the past. So yeah, I'm pleased to have the new microphone, and I also got new headphones for Christmas. So I got these Sonys. My son tells me they're amazing. He worked at Best Buy, and so he had the inside scoop, and they had a really good deal going on, and so I ended up getting these for Christmas. So hopefully that increases the output sound quality, which is the stuff coming in from the video. So with that in mind, I'm excited to do another reaction of one of my favorite artists that I've reacted to on my channel, So Hyang. And a lot of you mentioned in your comments, because I usually like to go, I like to go back and really read your comments and see what it is you're requesting and asking for, and what you're suggesting as far as songs I should react to from a particular artist. And for So Hyang, a lot of you were saying I should go back and react to some of her King Masked Singer performances. And so it looks like the performance of Hug Me was one that was really popular, and it looks like she sang that as part of the finale or whatever from that competition. So I chose that one, and I've reacted to this same song I think close to 2 years ago on my channel, a previous live version of this song that she sang, and I really like this song. So as I do with my reactions, if you're new to my channel, I go through and I read through the lyrics. Can I talk about what the message of the song is and what it's meant to communicate in my mind, and then I go right into the reaction. So if you're not into the lyrics and that part of my reactions, feel free to skip ahead at this point. For those that are into that, as you can see here, song is Hug Me. Now, I looked all over for any specific information on the songwriter for the song. The only thing I found is that the song was originally written, it looked like it's written by Jung Junil. So hopefully that's accurate. If it's not, be sure to let me know in the comments. I always want to make sure I know accurate information about the origin of the song and stuff like that. So the lyrics that I found, which are actually in the description for this particular YouTube video that I'm reacting to today, the English translation says that it's, "I can't overcome my sad heart. Enduring another dark, sleepless night, regardless of my despair, the uncaring morning wakes me up. The wound hurts more than I thought. The pain is deeper than I thought. The countless nights I resented you are like hell to me. Stay by my side, stay with me. Don't you miss the days I held your hand. If you take a step away, I can just take a step closer. Thousands of times a day, I thought about you, about all the harsh words you said to me, and those cold eyes and cold expressions. You are such a pretty person. Please don't do this to me. You know me well. And then it repeats. I'm no longer myself. I have no confidence. I can't endure a day without you. What do I do now? Without you, I don't know. Just hug me. Hug me just for a while. Don't say anything and run to me. With a lonely and anxious heart, I'm waiting for you like this. I love you, I love you. I'll shout it out from this long silence. My foolish and weak heart, just hug me. So it almost sounds to me like something happened there, and it talks about the harsh words. So it's telling a story. Every set of lyrics tells a specific story. And this story sounds like one where the person singing the song or writing the song was mistreated, or there were harsh words said from the other party. Cold eyes, cold expressions. But yet, when they parted ways, the person singing the song is like, I'm no longer myself. I have no confidence. I can't endure a day without you. I love this part here where it says, hug me for just a while. Don't say anything and run to me. So it's like at this point they're saying, I don't care. If you're going to try to use your words to apologize and make it right or whatever, I don't really care at this point. I just want you to run to me and hug me. And I want to be with you, that type of thing, right? I love you, I'll shout it from this long silence. What else is here? Let's see. I love the simplicity of the moments that it calls out, right? Where it's like, stay by my side, stay with me. Don't you miss the days I held your hand. And how often do we kind of forget those moments where there's just that simple human contact with someone we love, and the simple moment where we're just holding hands and just staying, just being there for them, and when no one else is, just, being that comforting, encouraging, person for them. I love that. Now it calls that out. Yeah. The wound hurts me more than I thought. The pain is deeper than I thought. The countless nights I resented you. So yeah, definitely there were some words and some hurtful things said or done in this relationship. But yet the person singing this wants the other one back. They want this love of theirs back. So that's my take on it. If you guys have additional insights, I'm always open and curious about what your take is on the song, or if you've done a bunch of research on this song and heard various performances of it and have a better understanding of it, then feel free to elaborate on what it means to you and what you've picked up from different performers about this song. That would really add some context and insight to my understanding. So I appreciate it if you can do that. With that, I'm going to move on to the reaction. And for those of you that are new to my channel, or if you haven't already, if you could please click on the subscribe button there and click on the notification bell so that you can be notified of any new reactions. Now that I've got a new setup and I'm in better health, I'm going to start doing more reactions and should be on a normal track now. So again, thank you so much for your patience. I know there's been a lot of things like that going on this year, and I'm ready to just move on from that and start fresh here in 2025. In fact, this reaction, I'm filming this and it is around 1:45 in the morning on the 1st of January. So this is very fresh in the new year that I'm recording this reaction. So this will be the very, very first of the year. So this is the performance that I found that I believe is the right one, when she's got the mask on. It's part of the show. It's not the best quality, but it was the one I found that seemed to fit from this competition. The other one I found, I think, is from the finale or something like that, because she didn't have a mask on. So I'm going to trust that this is the one, since it looks similar to the ones that I've seen on thumbnails for other reactions from other reactors. So here we go. So Hyang, Hug Me.
서러운 마음을 못 이겨 잠 못 드던 어두운 밤을 또 견디고 내 절망과 상관없이 무심하게도 아침은 날 깨우네 상처는 생각보다 쓰리고 아픔은 생각보다 깊어가 널 원망하던 수많은 밤이 내겐 지옥 같아.
First off, if I was in this crowd and I was listening to this performance, within like 5 seconds, I'd be like, that's So Hyang. You can tell right away that this is her singing. And one of the things that she does, and she did it there toward the end of this last phrase that I love, is she, and Lara Fabian is another good one for this, as far as adding the emotion to the sound, right? So without compromising the pitch or the resonance of the sound or anything like that, she adds emotion to it. You can kind of, I'll rewind it real quick so you can hear what I'm talking about. But right at the end of this phrase, you can kind of hear that, the emotion coming in, and it's not spoken per se. She doesn't speak it, but she kind of pulls back a little bit and adds, it's a little more breathy and a little more, there's a little more emotion behind it. You can hear like the shakiness or whatever that is, that adds the emotion to it. So I love that. It really brings that feeling to the words and tells me that this means something to her, and it's touched her in some personal way. And she's drawing on her own experiences in her life to tell the story of this this person that's in anguish and dealing with the parting of this loved one and so on, like we read in the lyrics, right? So, and she always does that. She's great with really internalizing and, bringing that feeling out in each of the songs she performs. So let me go back just a little bit and I'll show you what I'm talking about. See how she kind of whispered on the first part of that. You hear the pleading in her voice? Hear that, the pleading that she's bringing out there and the way that she's singing that phrase. And that, again, it just adds that feeling to it, that angst, that, that desire for being able to be reunited with this person, and the longing, the deep felt longing in the heart of the person singing the song, to have this person back, right? You hear that? She's even using her hand to kind of the thing about So Hyang that I've mentioned before, and part of the reason I didn't want to do the masked performances is because you can't really see her face. And so I'm very visually oriented that way, and I like to be able to see their face and, see the emotion on their face, and watch also kind of the mask, they call it. So this part of your face that is involved with producing the sound, because that tells me a lot as far as like, are they lifting their soft palate? Are they dropping the tongue? And there's different things like that from my classical training that I can kind of watch for to see what they're doing, and I can comment on it, right? But with So Hyang, even not seeing her face and not being able to see what she's doing, I can tell, and I'm familiar with her voice as well, but she has very good vowel formation. So that's a big part of like adding resonance to your tone, and classical training and all that is like how you're shaping the vowels and how clear and resonant the sound comes through. And So Hyang is like A+ on all of those things, right? Regardless of what language she's singing, her vowels are always just really resonant and full, and even if they're short and cut off, they're always, top quality, and her pitch is always really good. So there's a thing I've talked about in the past. If you're new to my channel, I've talked about like kind of, as far as pitch goes, there's a scale kind of thing. So imagine like something between 1 and 100. And if someone is on pitch with the note, they're going to be in that top quadrant, right? They're going to be probably 75 to 100 in that range, depending on how close they are to the exact pitch. I would say from the time that I've started watching So Hyang, every song I've listened to her sing, she's up there. She's like 95 and above. So her pitch is dead on. Like, she sounds auto-tuned, but she's not, because her pitch is so dead on. She just has really good pitch. So these are all things that I can notice and I hear just from listening to her sing, even though I can't really see how she's doing it, how she's producing the sound and all that. She's doing it right, and it sounds great. Let me go back so I don't miss anything here. Resonance all the way to the end of that. 내 곁에 있어줘, 내게 머물러 You hear the cry in her voice?
놓치지 말아줘 이렇게 네가 한 걸음 멀어지면 내가 한 걸음 더 가면 되잖아 내겐 내가 없어 난 자신이 없어 네가 없는 하루 견딜 수가 없어 이젠 뭘 어떻게 해야 할지 모르겠어 네가 없는
Ooh. Oh. Oh, wow. Modulation? Jeez. That's the thing. It's like, you knew it was coming with her. It's inevitable with her performances where she just starts off and it's all soft and silky and um, a little bit understated, and then she just starts growing and growing and building, and then she's going higher and higher, and her mixed voice up there is just so amazing. It's just so powerful and controlled, and just she carries all of the quality and the richness and the resonance and the pitch quality and everything that you hear from her chest voice that's in the lower range area of her voice. She carries all that up into her head voice. So you don't lose any of that quality. Some people, when they go up into their head voice, you might lose the volume of their sound, right? It might kind of be a lot softer, or it might be more shrill. So it's more kind of piercing or whistly, or shrieky, that type of sound. Some people, when they belt, it's just really like sharp and really not super pleasant to the ear. But with her, it's like there's none of that. It's all just beautiful and rich, and all those things carry through. So yeah, she's just amazing. And you can kind of, her mask is a little bit high on her head, because you can kind of see her chin right there. Wow. You've got to know this is So Hyang. I mean, I like how they added a little bit of reverb right there. Now she's coming back down. Oh, beautiful. I love how she's grabbing her heart. That was a sharp cutoff right there. I've said this before for other reactions, but what she just did there is one of the hardest things she did in that entire song. That last phrase she did, she brought it way back in volume and added some breathiness to it. And she sang it really super tenderly. And a lot of times that is very hard to keep the resonance and the pitch and the quality of the sound coming through, because you're pulling it back, right? So it's like you have to play a little bit more air, actually, a lot of times, just to kind of support it so that it doesn't fall off, because you're not pushing the sound out, so you're just kind of putting a lot more energy behind it so that it can maintain all those qualities, right? So that's hard as a vocalist. Trust me, I can tell you from experience, what she just did is very difficult. She did it in the pitch was still there. So it was still right on the pitch, but it was just she's so humble. Wow. Yeah, so every time I come back to So Hyang and I do a reaction, it reminds me of just how amazing she is. What's crazy to me is that some of you in your comments mentioned, I have it on the side here. There were some quotes, and I want to do a shout out to whoever commented from the Panorama Memory channel, because this was really a very helpful comment with a lot of good detail in it. And you brought out a quote from the Export News where it was like, So Hyang was saying to herself, "It was a time when I personally had a lot of worries before appearing on King of a Masked Singer. Should I sing more? Do people really like my voice, or should I stop if they don't?" I thought that way even more because my health was not good after I got pneumonia 3 times. So she traveled to New York, and she saw this quote on in Philadelphia, I think, from Eleanor Roosevelt. President Roosevelt. She saw a quote from President Roosevelt in Philadelphia, and it said, "The greatest fear is to be afraid of fear itself." So, and that's about the time she got invited to King of Masked Singer. So it really was kind of a pivotal time for her to discover for herself how amazing she is, and for people to show her how much they love her, and how much they absolutely do not want her to quit. I mean, everyone would understand if she did. I mean, given all the health challenges that she's had. I mean, to get pneumonia 3 times, I mean, just that alone. And that's a big deal. I mean, pneumonia can turn into bad stuff pretty quickly if you're not careful. So no one would have blamed her if she just dropped out of it. But again, like so many other things that she's done in her life, the courage that she displayed in taking this on and going on Masked Singer and really just giving it her all. I mean, it's in line with the way she lives her life, right? She's just super courageous and super giving, and wants to sing for all the right reasons, to inspire, to uplift, to tell a story, all of these things, right? So I love her. She's just a phenomenal artist, and she brings so much of her own heart into every performance. This one, it was right in line with that. I mean, she just, even though I couldn't see her face, I could feel the feeling of her heart as she sang these touching words, and you could hear the crowd just kind of hushed while they listened to her sing. That for me is very telling of how much a crowd loves a performer, especially if they're singing a song like this. If they weren't interested in her performance, then you would have heard a lot of people talking and, a lot of activity going on in the crowd. But from what it sounded like in my headphones, like it was super quiet, and they were just entranced by her voice and the message that she was singing in the song. So amazing performance. Is it one of the top performances that I've seen from her? I wouldn't say it's in the top. I mean, it's still a phenomenal performance, but I mean, how do you compete with her performance of Everyone, right? I mean, that was just otherworldly. But I loved it. I love all of her performances. And I'm happy to be back and reacting to her. And for me, I like it because I don't watch or listen to So Hyang songs unless I'm reacting to them on the channel, because I want it to be a first-time reaction for all of you. So however many I listen to from a given artist is however much I can listen to them perform. So I'm definitely motivated to start doing more reactions and adding a lot more songs from each of the artists to my playlists and stuff like that, right, that I listen to. So again, thank you for your patience. I'm going to end my reaction the way I do with all of them, by reaching out to all of you, especially on this new year, to let you know that you are special, you are loved, and you can accomplish your dreams. And I hope that you know that, and that you have a renewed desire in your heart to strive for those dreams this new year, and that you surround yourself with people that are going to support you and love you and encourage you and support you in the things that you are working toward, and that bring you happiness. Each of you deserves that. And I hope that in some small way my channel can help to provide some light to you in the dark times that can come in our lives, and it can be an escape for that. That's my goal for the channel. So thank you again for your support. I really appreciate it, and take care.